Hello, Internet, out there in the YouTube world. My name is Daryl, and I am your self-appointed critic. And today we're going to be talking about, on episode 68, I think it is, of Album A Day Online, the new Tool record. 14 years in the making. 13 years? 13 years in the making. It's been a long time. And a lot of people have been waiting with bated breath for this latest album from one of the most popular alt metal, progressive metal bands out of the 1990s. What can I say about this album? Well, let's start with the fact that it cost $70 at the record store. And $70 is a lot of money for a new album. If you figure that most bands release a new album every 2 or 3 years, and say that's $15 on CD, well, that's 15, 30, 45, well, then, you know, it's worth it. There is 70 plus minutes of music on this, so it's not as if they're gypping you, as far as album length goes. But the bulk of the cost is because of the very elaborate packaging. When you open up this CD package, there is an LCD screen on the inside that plays on a loop a video with ambient, I'm not going to call it music, ambient sounds in the background. I haven't watched the whole video. It's on a loop. I think it's about 6 or 7 minutes long. I've watched 3.5 minutes of it, and I had to turn it off because as much as I love this band, and I do love this band, there's only so much pretense that I can take. And that's what... I'm going to get a lot of loyal fans lambasting me for this, but a lot of what this release is pretense. And Tool said, we don't care, and there you go. So, take that with a grain of salt, because it has nothing to do with how good the music is. And the meat and potatoes of this album is the music, and the music is fantastic. The music on this album is absolutely top-notch. As good as anything they've ever released. That being said, it's not thematically different than anything else they've ever released. It feels like a Tool record. It feels very naturally like a Tool record. There isn't an intellectual or musical or thematic stretch that needs to be undertaken as a listener. If you like Tool, you're going to like this record. In fact, if you love Tool, you're going to love this record. And that's kind of the through line for this album is however much you like Tool is how much you're going to like this record. It is exactly representative of how much you enjoy the band. So if you love Tool, and a lot of people love Tool to alarming degrees, they think that this is a masterpiece. I still think 10,000 Days is their best album, and that was their 2006 release. Other people think Lateralis is their masterpiece. Still other people who are stuck in the 1990s think that Anima is their masterpiece. If you jumped from Anima to this record, you would have no idea what's going on, although you would still enjoy it if you like Tool. But it would be a difficult listen. It's almost as if Lateralis and 10,000 Days were stepping stones to this record. So, I should mention the new album's called Fear Inoculum. After, 4.5 minutes of talking at you, I haven't mentioned that yet, and that is very poor music journalism. If I could call myself a music journalist, and I really can't. So, Tool, Fear Inoculum, an excellent record, limited edition run of this 70, or you might be able to find it somewhere for 60, maybe even a little less if you really hunt around for it. But here in Southern Ontario, new album release day, past Friday at Sunrise Records, $69.99. I've seen it online for $63.99. I've seen it for $65.99. I wasn't about to go hunting around. I wanted it the moment it was available. So, very good record. Well worth the purchase price if you're a fan. Certainly not a record to get into them as a starting point. If you're looking for a Tool album to start with that is at once musically challenging, but also musically accessible, I would go to Lateralis or 10,000 Days, or Anima. So, not to mention their second album, Undertow, which is also very, 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 very good. So, Tool, thematically, makes sense. This new album, Fear Inoculum, 70 minutes of music. Every song is very good, although every song tends to follow the same structure. You get a musical introduction, you get some verses, you get a musical interlude, you get drum parts, you get guitar parts, you get a floating bass line, and it all culminates to an end of a big, big, big finish with a dead stop. And that's kind of this songwriting structure for every song on this record. I don't care. I love Tool. I love it. All right. This has been 7 minutes of rambling about Tool's Fear Inoculum, their latest release. It is September of 2019. My name is Daryl. If you didn't hate what I had to say, watch my other videos and listen to me ramble on about other bands' albums. If there's something you'd like to see me review, let me know in the comments, and keep your language nice. We've had some comments before where the language is a little... and don't forget that, you know, this is a family channel. Like, subscribe, tell your friends that there's this stupid guy that rambles on about music. Don't forget to take the time every day to listen to music, to enjoy it, and I'll leave it there. Thanks so much, and we'll see you for another episode of Album a Day online.